Mid-Main Chamber, in partnership with Epic View Studios, proudly present Chamber Chatter. Today's segment of Chamber Chatter is sponsored by our friends at Aroma Joe's, Main Technology Group, and Epic View Studios Video Production and Marketing. If you'd like us to film an episode of Chamber Chatter at your business, email Jennifer. Jennifer@midmainchamber.com.
Welcome to another edition of Chamber Chatter, brought to you by the Mid-Main Chamber, Aroma Joe's, Epic View Studios, and the Main Technology Group. I'm your host, Greg Glynn. Today, we're right here by the railroad station in Waterville. And yes, it's a busy spot, but it's busy for a good reason. It's the new location of the Playhouse at Waterville Station. This is a great new theater and event center. Let's go inside and take a look. So I'm joined by Randy right now outside of the Playhouse, where you can see we're about ready to go inside. But before we do, Randy, give me a little bit of how this all came to be.
Well, this building, lots of people know it in Waterville and Central Maine. It used to be the Railroad Square Cinema, and it's become an icon in the community. And it became available a few years ago when they moved downtown to the new Shop Arts Center. In the meantime, there's a local community theater group, Aqua City Actors Theater, or ACAT for short, who lost their theater because it was downtown. And so for 5 years, they've been looking for a new theater. And things kind of came together where my wife Lisa and I were able to buy this building with the dream of converting one of the theaters into a theater for the home of ACAT.
Well, that's great. Let's go inside and check out the rest of it. This is going to be awesome.
Since there's so much other space in here, we decided, well, let's dedicate this to culture and arts along the lines, and that's how we came up with the name of the Playhouse. It's like, okay, what's all the ways the community can play? They play instruments, they play in plays, they play games, and so there's educational play, so we're trying to make this a community center for all those different kinds of play.
All right, so talk to me a little bit about this space and what you have planned.
Okay, well, this used to be the lobby. It will still mostly remain a lobby, but one thing a movie theater doesn't have is a dressing room, and plays need dressing rooms. So the theater is on the other side of that wall, so current plan is we will build a dressing room about here with a doorway that allows the actors to access the stage without having to walk through the theater. And that's part of the renovations that still need to happen in this building. So the ACAT is doing a capital campaign and fundraiser to raise the funds to build the dressing room, to build a stage, and to get lighting, real LED modern theater lighting for the theater. So anything the community can do to help that would be great, because the sooner we can do those renovations, the sooner ACAT will be regularly doing new performances.
And we've got, of course, 3 separate areas. One is called the theater, and then obviously you've got an auditorium as well. And then we're going to talk about another smaller space as well. Why don't we take a look at the theater first?
Sounds good. So this is the theater, and this is where ACAT will have its home. There will be a new stage. There will be real theater lights. We will keep most of the seats, but some of the front rows have to come out to make room for the stage and for the entrance to the dressing room. When ACAT is not using the space, they have agreed that other people can use the space. And so we've already done some fundraising events where other performers or local theater groups we've allowed to use the space, and at least so far we're just asking for donations. In the long run, people will be able to come in here if they want to do public events and sell tickets. We would take a part of the ticket price, or if you want a private event like a conference or a lecture, there can be an hourly rate, and that's kind of our vision for how these spaces will be used.
All right, so now here we are as we come into this one. This is called the auditorium. A little bit smaller space, but certainly an area that can be used for viewing films and other things.
Yeah, so this one we've decided not to do very significant renovations. It's going to stay mostly looking like a movie theater, but it could be used for more things than movies. But one of the really nice things about this building is when we bought it, it still had the movie screens, it still has the surround sound speakers for the movies. So we bought the amplifiers and things, bought a projector, so we can do PowerPoints, we can do movies. If people want to do multimedia presentations, they can. But what we've also done is added a live PA system, so people can come in if they want to do comedy acts or small musical groups, things like that. Basically, this is intended to be a space where if people want to have a private event like a lecture or conference, or if they want to put on a public event like a concert or a comedy show, here it is. We'd love to have you. We'd love to host it.
Wow, this is just such a really cool space. I love what you've done with the theater. How can people get involved with the Playhouse?
Well, we are, the ACAT is an all-volunteer, community-based theater, and they always welcome new people to join. If you want to audition for a play, come on in, and they will need things like people to run the lights and so on. Right now, for the rest of the building, we have a community who are helping us as volunteers, help us paint, help us renovate, and things like that. The ways to get in touch with us, we have a website, which is theplayhouse.me. And mostly, we don't yet have the budget for large advertising, so it's all through social media. We do have a Facebook page if you search for The Playhouse at Waterville Station. And we also have an Instagram account for The Playhouse at Waterville Station. And we are pushing out events and pictures and advertising there. If you want to get in touch with us, you can send email to info@theplayhouse.me. And we don't necessarily have lots of things for people to do yet, but we welcome support and volunteers, and we want anyone who wants to be part of our community. We welcome you, and we want you to be part of our community.
Well, here at the railroad station, I'd say you're on the right track. Hey, great meeting you, Randy. Thank you.
Today's installment of Chamber Chatter is brought to you by Mid-Maine Chamber of Commerce in collaboration with Epic View Studios, video production and marketing. Special thanks to our sponsors, Aroma Joe's, Maine Technology Group, and Epic View Studios, video production and marketing. Interested in featuring your business on Chamber Chatter? Reach out to Jennifer at midmainechamber.com.